hardcore fan, but oh, okay. I think I know what I can do. Sorry, everyone. Sorry. Um. Okay, we should be good.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Is that a little bit better?
Yep, should be better. Hopefully, it's a little better on your end. There's just like a little weird thing with some of the XSplitter stuff that you have to do with Skype calls and everything like that.
Okay.
Alright, so that door's open for me now. And now hopefully we can encounter some aliens.
Yeah, let's shoot some stuff.
Oh, okay, it's not letting me shoot at all. And I'm stuck on that stuff. Awesome. As you can see, the game is really well designed. And it's interesting that it wasn't letting me shoot that, because before it was kind of just letting me shoot wherever the fuck I wanted to.
Yeah. So obviously they're kind of going for the cramped hallways, kind of Doom 3-ish kind of a feel, where you're on a spaceship, low lighting, trying to build a lot of atmosphere by doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I just got distracted. Oh God, really? So you've been battling for about half an hour now, but in case you were wondering on how to do a melee attack. Okay, and we have aliens attacking us on the walls. Sorry, this game is like more... So that melee prompt that came up, I've literally been getting that prompt for, if I've been playing this for half an hour, 22 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm not exaggerating. Like, the aliens come up to you, and you melee them off of you. And that's been something that's happened since you basically walked onto the enemy ship. It's just that a matter of course, that's what happens.
So are you playing this with the mouse and keyboard, or is this an Xbox controller?
Well, as you'll see, it's Xbox controller prompts that come up.
Yeah.
And of course, and I'm dead. The prompts that come up are, I'm using a 360 controller, which is far and away the best way to play most PC games at this point. Yeah, and as you'll see, it's I don't know. The deaths are kind of like, I didn't feel like I had one hit left, but the game, and also the aliens, if you'll notice, go only directly for you and not your teammate.
Yeah, they just completely bypass the NPC.
Yeah, and run directly at you. Now, okay, so I'm not all of the way into this game, and I know that this game got, at least in one place, a 2 out of 10. It's bad. I don't know if it's 2 out of 10 bad, but it's certainly not IGN fucking 9 out of 10 good.
Right.
At no stretch of the imagination is it 9 out of 10 good.
Yeah, it just seems kind of like the enemies are just kind of mindlessly charging at you. They're just...
and only at me, too. Which it should be pointed out, that they are only charging at me.
And your NPC isn't even shooting anybody anyway, so...
What the fuck? Well, yeah, so here's this, vulnerable guy right here, and it just runs directly at me.
Yeah, he killed you last time.
Yeah. Which, just shows how slow I am to learn.
Is that, in the bottom left-hand corner, is that your energy, or is that, like, flashlight power? What is that?
I think it's my flashlight power. I don't know. They might be tied in together. It's not really descriptive either way.
So you got, like 3 grenades, and then I'm assuming that's like a flashlight symbol, and then you got your health in the red. Which would kind of mean your border of your screen is kind of, the red hue, which I'm assuming means you got low health. And there it is once again, the alien just randomly coming straight forward right at you, bypassing everything else.
Yeah, my NPC partner was standing right next to it when he drops from the ceiling, and instead of like going after the easy mark right there, he continues to run at me. And the guy unloading a clip into him, close range, what I've learned is that they're really susceptible to shotgun shells. You know, as most
As most games are.
Yeah, most things in the universe are.
Yeah.
Okay, why is that there like that if I can't crawl into it?
Yeah, that looks very like, hey, that might be a secret path.
Or something.
Or something is there, throw a grenade down there, or something like that, or aliens are going to come up out of there and attack you, or be able to shut the door.
Nothing.
Nothing, yeah. Oh, there you go, another tutorial.
It wasn't a tutorial, it was like, actually, I believe it was a mini challenge throughout the game that you can do.
Okay, so you can find those dog tags and unlock things later.
Yeah. It is not something that I'm going to actively go about doing ever.
Okay, so what are you doing here? You can obviously
upgrade the weapons that you have.
Okay.
I guess you get experience modifications. Right here you can see it, and they give you, you know, like when you do this is how many unlocks you do. I don't know why it says plus experience if it just tells you how many unlocks it grants, but you know, there you go.
So if you purchase a marine weapon upgrade, you'd get experience points?
Well, no, you're not purchasing them. You're just... Sorry, alien jumped me. You're not purchasing them. You're earning them. So, like, you kill so many aliens, you get a marine upgrade. So
it's kind of like the Borders lands, where the more things you do,
points.
then the more experience points you earn.
Well, except that this one is like, oh, plus 500 experience points, and you get an unlock for it. Plus 1,000 experience points, and you get 2 unlocks for it. It's like, how about you just tell me that I get an unlock for it?
Seems to be a nice repetitive, you know, you're shooting the same aliens over and over and over again. There hasn't really been anything.
Whoa!
What's he shooting at? Oh, there you go.
Well, no, the alien was in the door and then, like, just disappeared back, like, I'm going to say 20 to 30 feet.
Where'd your NPC go?
I don't know.
He's gone.
There he is, yeah, and he's in front of me. I don't know. I was reading something today that, another tutorial. I was reading something today that, someone was, like, going in and, like, hacking around on the files to see if they could make the game more tolerable to anyone, and they found out that the specs for the video cards on the game are from 5+ years ago.
Oh,
they're from
nice.
2007.
Well, that would actually kind of make sense, you know, given the long development time.
Well, yeah, but they never upgraded any of the specs or anything from the moment that it started.
Yeah. So now, can you hold a couple of guns or multiple guns at the same time, or you can only hold like an assault rifle and a pistol?
One of the things just said I can have up to 4 guns on me at once. Okay. I don't know what the restrictions of just going into the pause menu and cycling through them are, but, you know, there you go. There are limitations. Okay.
It's got some armor.
I got a legendary weapon. That's a grenade, which I also didn't put the pin back on. I just kind of put it back in my inventory and... Alright, let's... Nope.
Did you lose your NPC again?
Oh, fuck. That dude's just gone. There are a couple good jump scares every now and then, like I just had, but... I'm going to say that's probably more from the fact that you're doing something completely else. It's like the... God, I'm trying to remember. I think it was GFW that defined it as the cat in the dumpster or trash can that just jumps out at you.
Yeah.
It's like you're not legitimately scared, you're just startled.
Right. And that was kind of a cheap tactic anyway, because you just came out of that door, you just cleared the hallway out, but yet guys still came from behind you. You know, where exactly did they come from? It's just that was kind of a
and the way the
cheaper
aliens run kind of look like just dudes on all fours, sped up. I am not happy with anything this game does at all.
Yeah,
and where's my NPC dude?
There he is. Oh no, those are enemies.
Those are enemies. He's just kind of gone.
Well, I guess we should say too, because the campaign is compatible with up to 4 players online co-op, right?
I don't know.
I thought it was. How did he get in front of you?
Yeah, these are all great questions. They just, I think that they decided it was too hard to actually plot him properly, and then he would just jump around.
Yeah. Well, that's just another indication of, lower budgets.
Oh yeah, and the plot on this is garbage. Penny Arcade did a comic on it a little while ago, and it's like the middle panel. It's funny because if you haven't played the game, the middle panel just feels like garbage, like just complete gibberish.
Yeah.
And it's just someone like spouting out random numbers about stuff. That was actually dialogue from the game. and like you just sit there, you have no idea what's going on, and they just are barking out military sounding orders, and like right there, directly in front of my NPC counterpart, and decides to run at me instead of taking a second look at him.
And they just blindly charge right at you, directly in front of you. They don't try to go like a roundabout way or hide behind cover.
Well, in their defense for that, aliens were never really tactical minded.
So now, are you playing this on like a normal difficulty? Does the game give you a choice?
Yeah, there are a couple of choices when you first start the game. I tried to pick the more normal of them, like the one above the lowest setting.
Yeah.
Yep.
So at least checkpoints aren't that bad. You're not too far back.
No. The one bonus for the game is that the checkpoints aren't awful. But the enemy AI, what the fuck just happened to your tail? Sorry, it looked like that guy's tail was
longer than it should have been.
Not longer than it should have been, as much as half the distance of the ship.
So now, have you just played the single player? Have you tried the multiplayer component at all?
This is so bad, I don't even want to know what that's like. I still don't even know if I'm like going to be able to stick with this long enough to write a review on it.
Yeah.
Because when it comes down to something this awful, I think that us just streaming for a little while and showing just being like, no, this is why I don't want to do something more formal. And I just died again, so that's
Yeah, you get overwhelmed, which wouldn't be a big of a problem if your NPC would actually do something and take out a guy or two.
Well, yeah. Oh, there we go.
So what do you think? So far, do you think this Aliens game is better or worse than the previous game, Special Forces Team X, that we just streamed last week?
This is definitely in defense of Special Forces. This is way worse.
That's what it seems like, which is kind of funny if you think about it, because here's a game that has been in development for multiple years, where you get a downloadable $15 Xbox Live Arcade game, which has a significantly less budget. I'm sure they had a much smaller team to create a more polished and really just more entertaining.
Oh, he did the fucking tail thing again. So fucking weird.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
I saw it.
yeah. It's never good when you look at a game like this that has been in development from some really reputable places. Gearbox had their hands on this, and
Yep.
certain people just straight up said that Borderlands 2 was their game of the year,
Sure.
and they went from that to this. Now I don't know how much time they had with this, if what they were doing with Duke Nukem Forever is
Yeah.
any indication at all. I mean, Duke Nukem Forever, they basically were told, you have this game, you have to get it out the door.
Yeah, that was going to be my next point. Is yeah, Borderlands 2 is a great game, but at the same time, they were still releasing a game like Duke Nukem Forever, which also went through a bunch of,
Bullshit,
as everybody knows,
yeah.
development drama, and that wasn't that great of a game either.
Well, yeah. Well, Duke Nukem Forever was like what, 12 years in development.
Oh yeah, it's like the longest game in development. I think it's at like a Guinness World Record for just the significant amount of time that took for that game to ship.
Oh yeah, I mean there are people who are working on the game that had children, and those children were in high school by the time that game shipped.
Yeah, but that Duke Nukem Forever wasn't that great either. But that was another game that Gearbox was basically responsible for getting it out the door. And this is another. And then, well, Sega, is a pretty reputable company too. It's kind of a wonder. There's something had to have happened. Somebody had to have dropped the ball. Budgets got cut. People left. They were just rushed. They just had to get it out the door. Something along those lines.
The way that stuff goes with Gearbox at this point, I really don't think it was their problem. I think it was probably that they believed in this project to a certain extent and just said, yeah, we'll get it out the door. And they had enough time to make the game as a game function, and that's about it.
Where are you supposed to go now?
I don't know.
I mean, that's not good level design.
As you'll see, my NPC cohort is staring at this door.
Maybe you got to go out and kill the two guys that are running around out there?
I'd love to do that, but that door is now locked.
Oh, nice.
And
maybe it's a glitch. Like, maybe you're supposed to kill those two guys after you kill them, or the three guys.
Well, they kept spawning, which is the reason that I didn't do anything.
No, wait, turn to your right. Go back towards the door. Is there like a little... Is there a...
Oh, there we go.
It looks like an arrow or something. There it is, yeah.
Oh, I opened the airlock.
There we go.
Close the airlock. Windows cracking. Close the airlock. Yes, because the solution at all times is to fly onto the ship for extraction.
And in true Hollywood fashion, open the airlock to
get
fix
rid of
all your
everything,
problems.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, rank up. And I believe I just finished that mission.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, so this makes me feel like there maybe is experience. Maybe I get experience for killing shit.
Face paint.
Yeah, so apparently there is 4-player co-op.
Yeah, I thought the campaign, you were able to play it online co-op, and then I know that there was a, online, typical like death player.
Yeah, I have no idea on that one. None of this really seems like anything I'd want to invest money in.
Yeah, so what are you spending here? Are these like
These are my upgrade points or whatever.
okay, so when you get a level up, you get 1 point, and you could apply it somewhere.
Yes. Okay, and I don't have any.
It seems like there's a lot of customization options for guns. You know, a lot of different gun types, a lot of things you can do.
Sure, and if you're gonna sell someone a bag of shit, they, you know. Oh, really? Crouch? Okay, because I haven't been doing other things similar to crouching, or.
And like all other first-person shooters, the B button always crouches. It's like you can kind of, figure these things out.
Oh, I never would have figured that out.
So, are you shooting Marines? I thought you were supposed to fight aliens.
These are what the fuck? The Sephira or something.
Oh.
They're like a cultist thing. I don't know.
Got a nice black and white death effect there. Great.
And I am hoping are using the tone of nice sarcastically.
Exactly. I mean, that's a pretty simple death animation, death screen, game over screen.
That's not what I wanted to pick. There we go.
And the thing about Aliens is, they got some pretty hardcore fans. The movies.
The fiction is really fucking deep if you want to get into it. Like, there's about 8,000 books out there that you can read on aliens, colonial marines.
And you think that this game, given that it's supposed to be, canon, right? It's supposed to be like, a sequel. You think there would have been more care and more time.
Yeah. Well, there was definitely time put into it.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, no, I don't think anyone's arguing about the amount of time that went into creating this experience.
So I noticed there when you got hit, so your life bar there in the bottom right, that's I guess not your flashlight gauge, but your bottom right has 3 segments to it, and once it goes past that one segment, you lose it permanently. But you can regenerate, the
up
portion
to one
of
segment,
that, that portion of the segment you can bring back.
Really useful for those no situations I can think of at this moment. Yeah, it doesn't even really control that well, which is...
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Like, it doesn't seem like it's very accurate. Your reticule is like right on these guys, but it doesn't seem like hit detection is registering.
No. And yeah, if this game had come out when it was supposed to have come out, I still kind of think it wouldn't have been nearly as good as everyone wanted it to be.
You know what I think the best Aliens game is?
You're gonna say AVP for the PC?
I was gonna say Contra. The original Contra on Nintendo.
Yeah, fair enough.
Even though technically it's not an Aliens game.
It wasn't it? It was supposed to be a Predator game.
Something like that.
Yeah, and they couldn't get the license for it or some bullshit. Now I'm actually actively doing worse.
Yeah, I mean this game. It seems like it's got a higher difficulty. You're getting killed pretty easily. A few bullets and you go down.
Well, because man is the deadliest enemy.
I mean, that makes me wonder if you're playing on, let's say, 4-player co-op. I wonder if the difficulty changes. Like, are there more enemies on the screen, or you're still going to fight like these 2 guys? Or
I'm going to guess you're probably going to fight these 2 guys or less people.
or 4 guys going to pop out since you're playing. I wonder if the difficulty changes on the fly depending on how many people are in your party.
I'm going to lean towards no.
Yeah, me too. So maybe that's why you're getting smoked, because you're really supposed to have 2, 3, a couple extra buddies on your side.
Yeah, and I'd hope that none of my friends would ever speak to me again if I convinced them into buying this.
To play this.
Hey Zach, get a gaming piece, get a gaming rig, and we're gonna play some Aliens, Colonial Marines. It's gonna be awesome.
I know. It's pretty disappointing. I mean, given that, again, I was going to say, the Aliens franchise, there's some hardcore fans. The movies have spanned, what, a couple of decades now? So it's kind of like the Ghostbusters, game. That was supposed to be a canon, kind of like this semi-sequel to the movies.
Everything I heard about that, it wasn't awful.
Yeah, I played the demo. I haven't played the full game, but it wasn't that bad. But
what I heard was that it was more disappointing than anything. Whereas this is like, it's watching an MST3K movie without the guys commentating on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's B-level movie bad. It's just there's nothing good about it.
Exactly. Yeah, this is if you had to compare it to a movie, which this is based out of, it would be a B-level.
And
movie.
that was a headshot that took me down in one hit, because that's fair.
Yeah, and the hit detection seems to be off. Again, your reticule was right on him. You were shooting, in slow, controlled bursts, and it wasn't going down. So that makes me think that this game was really designed more for 4-player co-op, as opposed to just going run and gun single player, because your NPC doesn't do anything.
Nothing. I mean, and if you notice, the other NPCs barely even interact with them.
He seems to follow the same path.
No, flamethrower. The theory of the flamethrower did nothing. It's like, I'm gonna run in with a flamethrower.
He was even the enemy was even on fire and he didn't die.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yay, I managed to get through the first room. I've not had a problem clearing until just this moment.
Can you shoot and kill your NPC?
God, I hope so.
You should try it.
No, the answer is no.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, you seem like you're really close to, you should be crawling right now, instead of just crouch walking,
Yeah, no, oh yeah, there's really a ton of problems with just the way that this game deals with.
Yeah, just how you move and how you interact with the environment just doesn't seem balanced or something.
Yeah, when you stand up, you're fucking 12 feet tall, and when you crouch, you're, I don't know, a foot and a half for some reason.
Yeah.
And these enemies have this unnatural ability to pinpoint my every weakness.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Call of Duty syndrome, where the enemies always know where you are. They just keep spawning until you reach a invisible checkpoint. Okay, so you're pulling up a little radar there.
Yeah, that's the motion. Well, you've never seen Aliens, so that's the motion detector from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, watch the movie. It's really fucking awesome. It's a really good action flick.
Yeah.
The first one's a sci-fi horror flick. The second one's just a straight-up dumb action flick.
It's kind of interesting how they chose to use that little radar thing as an extra. You got to hold on. You got to hold down the left trigger or something like that to pull it up.
Bumper. Yeah, left bumper.
Okay. So the left bumper, as opposed to just always having it on screen. It just.
Yeah, putting it on the side of the gun or something.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a design choice, because they probably do that in the movie. They have a little handheld thing, but it's just almost, I don't know. Maybe it seems like a waste of a button. You could do something else with the left bumper instead of pulling it out.
Yeah, actually have it be actively throwing grenades or something.
Yeah,
so I don't have to cycle through to throw a fucking grenade.
Yeah, or put another hot swap button or something.
Any fucking thing.
It's kind of like the whole Doom 3, where you had to incorporate a flashlight as opposed to just always having a flashlight attached to your gun, and then they actually fixed that later with the patch.
Well, in their defense, the reason that they did that is when they were first making Doom 3, they didn't think that there would be any video card strong enough to actually run a gun and a flashlight at the same time.
Yeah. But given how this game was, you said, programmed for a really bad graphics card.
Well, not a bad graphics card, but it's designed to run on graphics, like high-end graphics cards of 2007.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is what everyone's always been longing for, is the autoloader scene.
Yeah. This I do know about, even though I've never seen Aliens. I know about,
Well, the worst part is, like, that entire scene in those movies is maybe, like, 2-3 minutes.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, a little more cinematic there. You actually get to see the arms lifting the door, and that was it.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Oh, I thought you actually get to smash some things with that.
Yeah, the boxes that don't do anything, and
that's a little disappointing.
yeah, they have facehuggers on them, buddy. They're dead.
So does this game has achievements and stuff, right?
Yeah, like Steam achievements, but
right. So I wonder.
I can't speak for the 360, which I assume also has.
Yeah, it should be the same.
Yeah, for the most part, Steam achievements are the same exact thing that they are for the 360.
Right. Yeah, I wonder if the achievements at all, help incorporate gameplay. They try to make you play in a new way, or if they're straightforward. Natural level progression where you just kind of beat level 1 and you unlock this achievement, as opposed to kill 100 guys with headshots at kind of achievement.
I'm going to say that they're probably a little of both tied into the the challenges that you have right here. So yeah, like the experience challenges that you have. I'm going to probably guess that. Fuck. Fucking facehuggers. Sorry.
Yeah, see, I mean, that's kind of weird if you think about it. So this guy jumped on your face, but yet you saw your hands holding the facehugger trying to pull it off, but it's like, what happened to your gun?
I don't know. It might be on a strap.
Yeah.
I'm justifying things that I probably shouldn't at this point, but... Fucking another one.
So I wonder if this whole game takes place on the ship, or you actually go to a planet.
Right now I'm on the ship. I believe that you eventually go to the planet, is what I've been told. Is that you actually go down to the planet that Aliens took place on.
Oh, because I wonder if if you go down on the planet, is it still indoors? Is it still cramped, small spaces? Is it still low lighting?
Oh, you mean exactly like this is trying to invoke?
Yeah, exactly. I wonder just how different the environments are.
The way that this game is playing out, I'm going to guess exactly like this. I mean, they haven't really changed up the environment in this game at all. This is exactly the same thing that I've been playing through all along.
And I mean, really, if you think about it, there's other games that kind of mimic this same, aesthetic. Obviously, you have like Doom 3, even the original Halo, with Flood. This looks very. I mean, you got like the little egg pods. You got the kind of creepy kind of environment. Cramped close quarters.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ridicule the way that the aesthetic that this set up. I mean, for the most part, Aliens invented Space Marines to begin with.
Yeah.
They invented this kind of the way that this game looks, that every game kind of takes for granted at this point. But just because they came up with it and actually, I'd argue have some of the best examples of how it's been done, it doesn't mean that this is a good game in any right. And it's just not a good game in any right.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Talk, no one cares. Talk.
And you can't bypass them because they're standing right in the hallway, right in the doorway.
No, I can walk right through them. Because they, don't need to be there at all.
Nice.
Yeah, because, that's the way the game's played.
Right.
Because, fuck it, it's not like they can interact with the environment or anything. But I'm sure that if I didn't wait for that entire scene to play out, it would have been something...
They would have gotten stuck or something like that, then you wouldn't...
Or there would have been some weird excuse, like right now, why I can't progress, that this door is just fucking shut, and it's not giving me the prompt to cut it open until enough time has passed.
Yeah. At least they don't make it a bad minigame cutting the door open.
Oh god, that would be so awful. I'm actually, now that you bring that up, I'm surprised they didn't do that.
No, don't worry, I'm sure there'll be a hacking minigame later.
No, because I think this game's been in development too long for them to have actually stolen that.
I mean, how big is this ship? I mean, plus, like, how is it still functioning? It looks like, it's so beat up.
Well, I think... I don't know which ship I'm on right now. I know that basically what it was supposed to be is that you're finding the ship from aliens, and you're trying to figure out what the fuck happened there.
Mm-hmm.
And that, for the most part, that ship is still there. It just is missing, like, it's beat to fuck. It's still orbiting the planet, and it's only really, I think, missing, besides its crew, like an escape pod, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, your job is to show up and figure out what's going on, and the first team you send over is... Why do I have an NPC character that went about cutting every single door that I came across, and now the moment that there's no enemies... I think I just answered my own question. The moment that there's no enemies present, I have to cut every single door.
Yeah. I wonder if there's any boss battles in this game, or is it just shoot a bunch of, drone, typical alien guys?
I'm sure that you fight a mother alien at some point in the game. I would probably bet money on that you fight a mother alien.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, I don't know.
So this is just kind of a straightforward, first-person shooter. Like, there's no cover mechanic.
I think there's a little bit of a cover mechanic. I'm just not... I think you can get behind cover. I don't think you actually... Yeah, you don't actually attach to cover.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like I said, this is, been in production since 2000... At least 2007.
Right.
Which means that, like, that was around the time that Gears 4 came out and popularized that mechanic. So it was coming out before that was something that you really did in your games.
I mean, even the environment just looks kind of static. Like, for example, you just kind of walked by some paper standing on a desk. Like, it didn't, they don't, like, blow apart or, fall on the floor or anything like that. Yeah, you got some lights going on, some dynamic lighting going on in the environment with that light on the ceiling, but... Other than that, it just kind of seems like you can't like push any boxes, you can't run into anything.
Yeah, and the shit that you are bringing up, like the dramatic lighting, that's a mod that you can get and install into your game at this point in time.
Yeah, it's nothing fancy by any means. This isn't, Gears of War 3 level of Unreal Engine quality or something. But you think that look, there's like all these crates on the floor. There's all this junk, like you can't shoot out the glass. Like it just seems like just very dry.
Hey, if you were in space, wouldn't you make all of your glass bulletproof?
I guess that's a good point, but at least I would want to like maybe kick over some boxes to make more cover or something like that.
Or be able to interact with anything, or
yeah.
I don't know, like if there were just papers laying around on a table, make them a collectible, just so it doesn't feel like the environment was populated. Just because without that shit, it felt way too sparse.
See, and even there's these guys right here. You're having trouble shooting them, and they're pretty close by. And that I don't think that's any fault of your own. It just seems like the
okay,
control.
let's blame it half on me. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I mean the control just doesn't seem totally accurate. Seems maybe a little floaty. Like there's not a lot of weight to it. Like something's not quite right with it.
Oh, I think something's not quite right with a lot of stuff in this. And of course you can see like the two ships are fighting each other back and forth right there.
Yeah.
Which I don't fucking know what is going on. It doesn't really feel from what I've listened to of the plot, it doesn't seem like the game feels it needs to explain itself to you. Also, like right here, look at the door. There's like an inch clearance above my head there.
Yeah, right.
And like even here, I'm jumping, I'm hitting my head on the ceiling, and these should be like, towering structures.
I mean, the game seems pretty linear. You kind of can only go one path. The game, pushes you down. Like, here's the door with a little green light, so you can go in there.
Yup. Yeah. Here are all of the enemies. They're just, feel free to shoot them in the head or not. It's not like your area partners are going to do anything.
Yeah, you got to do all the work yourself. And so you got all these monitors and screens and stuff all around you. They just seem like they're kind of distracting. Like you can interact with them. Like you got to click them to open a door. You got to click them to download some data or something like that. They just seem like they pop out in such a dark environment, but yet they're not interactive.
Yeah, no.
So like here's a screen right in front of you. Like everything is kind of the same color, very dark. You know that you can go in that door because it has the green light. But then here you like walk forward. Like here's this bright monitor that looks like it clearly stands out in the environment, which can lead the player to believe that you got to click on it, but then you don't. It's just not interactive. It just doesn't seem balanced because it's like where the levels are linear, but yet you can't interact with the things that you want to interact with.
Yeah, and I think this room that I'm in right now is probably the widest room I've been in.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you can go left or right, which is good.
Or center, actually, is what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, you can kind of go a couple different ways, to fight this one big room, but you're going to get overwhelmed because your computer players don't do anything.
Oh, no. What? What? Do you expect them to do something? Fuck you. How dare you expect them to be useful?
I mean, even games with, like, Rainbow Six Vegas, that was like almost like a launch title for the Xbox. Your guys on your squad would still shoot, take down a few guys. This is they're just mindless bullet sponges that don't do anything.
They're not even bullet sponges.
They don't even die.
I wish that they were bullet sponges. That implies that they would soak up some bullets.
Can you even like swap weapons with them or anything, or they're just there?
They're just there. And if I'm guessing that if I enter a highly contested area, that they're going to spawn about 12 enemies to kill me at once, and a door needs to be welded open. They are what the fuck? They are going to make that door open while I sit there and kill wave after wave of enemy.
I guess they kind of, maybe to the game's credit, you're not just fighting aliens, you're fighting these human characters too. which is a little different, I guess. Me being completely ignorant to the whole, alien story, like I would just expect to fight aliens. I wouldn't expect to fight humans. If anything, I think if I found humans on this ship, I mean, there's a lot of these guys. I mean, how many you killed? What, like 50 of these dudes so far? Like
I
would
don't
think,
know, a small village at least.
for some reason, like, don't you think that these humans? You think the aliens like these humans?
No,
like,
they don't.
What makes them so different? I mean, maybe I'm just ignorant to the story or something, but if I was going to meet another, fellow human on this alien-infested ship, I'd be like, hey, dude, let's fight together.
Yeah, no. I think that they're just like cultists for the most part. That are like, oh yeah, no, aliens good. We're humans are at fault.
But do the aliens know that these are like their followers?
No.
So I don't.
There's like one breed of alien that has any kind of higher functioning intelligence at all.
Yeah.
And all of the other soldiers are kind of just drones.
I mean, these levels seem to have, a pretty fair amount of length to them. I mean, they're not just like quick, 5-minute, 10-minute levels.
Yeah, but I've also heard from a couple of reviews that the game's 4 hours long.
Oh.
So while the levels might be an hour long, I think that it's something like, yeah, there's 4 levels though.
Mm-hmm.
So yay and aw. And I don't know what the fuck happened there. I was at full health and they just kind of got me. Because, that's how things work in real life, I guess.
Sure. Or at least aliens, colonial marines.
And now those guys aren't there at all this time?
Yeah, what was that?
Dude, I saw an enemy literally teleport in front of me a little while ago. And that technology does not exist. I'm pretty sure it was just the game being like, I don't know, enemies!
Yeah. Did you ever play the DS? Like Aliens, I think it was Infestations on DS?
Very briefly.
I mean, I heard that was actually a pretty good Aliens game.
It's Aliens, except it kind of plays like Metroid.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it got good reviews. I mean, that might be the Alien game to play, not this.
Yeah, definitely. Do not play this game. Ever, at all, for any reason that you could ever dream up.
Well, that's unfortunate, given Gearbox has touched it and Sega's, overseeing it. You think it would have had more polish, better gameplay, more entertaining, especially that this game is supposed to be a direct sequel from the movies. Disappointing.
Yeah, but Alien is as shit as it is good at this point. I mean, if you really think about it, you have what is it? The first.
Whoa, that was like the cheapest grenade explosion I've ever seen in my life. Did you notice that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was just like a flash of light. There was no fire or explosion. It was just like, here's a quick flash of light.
Yeah, and we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would go so far as to say that this game spared every expense. And just kind of... I don't know how this game took 5 years to do. This kind of feels like a fan project that at some point someone just said, hey, did you know that you guys actually got the license somehow?
Yeah.
And then they were really happy about it, and then it was a 5-person team, and the review should have been like, oh, for labor of love, and those guys had full-time jobs when they were doing this. It's not that bad of a game.
Throw another grenade at these guys and just watch how bad this explosion is.
Well, give me a second, because they're not like the most useful things to use.
Exactly. That's my point. I mean, you're supposed to get this grenade, and it's supposed to, be a pretty... Okay, here we go.
Yeah, no, that didn't work out. Let's just go running out with a grenade.
Yeah, and we could take note of the great grenade effects.
There you go. That one was for you.
Yeah, that's nice.
Just kind of like
It's just like a puff of light.
yeah. It well, not even really like yeah. It was pretty fucking bad.
Just another sign that the game isn't polished, not detailed.
Yeah, there was like a little, interaction of smoke, and I guess that was supposed to be impressive and show that there was damage being done, but
See, like, look at these monitors. I mean, they stick out so much in the environment. It's like you think you'd want to click on them to open a door or something like that. And then here you get those boxes, ammo boxes where you can fill your stuff up that aren't really that sticking out. They're kind of darker red.
I think I just skipped that entire section.
Yeah. Well, at least your NPCs are following you. They're not stuck on the environment yet.
Yeah, and I don't think the bad guys are...
popping his head off. I didn't see that before.
That's really weird that just happened that easily in that way.
Yeah.
And they're like giving me a lot. I'm assuming something bad's going to happen because they're giving me a lot of ammo and armor.
Yeah. A lot of ammo, a lot of armor.
Okay, if I've learned anything from these encounters, it's that if I just run through and to the next checkpoint...
Yeah. Just keep running. Like, take out these guys, that's fine. And then just keep going. Speed run it. Oh, there's some interactivity. You shot the glass out. Nice.
Well, the NPC shot the glass out.
See, if you just muscle through this game like I were doing, just plowing through, it seems to be a little bit easier.
Yeah. Ah! And they just warp in behind you.
Yeah, look at that.
Ah!
And shut the door on them, and then they're just magically there 1 second later. That was a horrible...
Oh, I think I'm back in the place I was going through.
Yeah, maybe this is when you first walked in.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah, that's the problem with these games. I mean, if you don't guide the player, because everything looks the same. It's all dark. All the environment just constantly repeats. It can easily get lost. Oh, this looks a little new. Yeah, checkpoint. What was that?
I don't know, but there was...
shot that guy with like a whole clip.
Oh yeah, I definitely saw that. The fuck is...
What's he shooting at?
Something was shooting... What the fuck?
What was that?
I don't know.
There it is again. What? What is she shooting at? Are they shooting through the wall across to the other side?
That wouldn't make any sense because that's space.
I know, look at.
And then it like keeps hitting me.
You're getting shot from the dude in the other ship across the way. Look at that.
I really hope that's not what's going on.
See the bullet fire from across the way? Look at that. That's where it's coming from. That's where the HUD indicator marker is telling you where it's coming from. And your NPCs are stuck on the environment.
This game is so awful. And I'm looking for a prompt that's like, oh, close blast shields, or...
Yeah, something. Try to shoot the guys across the way.
Oh, wait.
Oh, there you go. Like, how the hell were you supposed to know to hit that?
Well, there was a little, very small icon there. Really?
Yeah. See, that doesn't look like anything else, in the environment. Just like a regular computer monitor.
And, of course, that I'm dead.
There's a nice... Oh, see, now we get an explosion, some environment interactivity.
Yeah, to my detriment.
Exactly.
Oh, you notice they run up to the door this time.
See, before they got stuck, and we're shooting at the magical enemies
Yeah, and I'm still getting hit by them.
That's crazy. So they can shoot through space and through walls and through glass.
Oh, I think I'm in the engine bay, so I might not be in space. Still, fuck that.
Look like it.
Yeah, it does. You're not incorrect in your assumption.
Mm-hmm.
I also thought I was in space. What the fuck I chunked.
Yeah, what was that all about?
I don't know what that was at all.
You chunked. And back here again.
Yeah. And they're hiding again. I just opened it. Don't tell me it's fucking locked.
Locked. There it goes. No hacking minigame required yet.
Yeah, yet. Well, like I said, I don't think that like BioShock was out when this game basically started its like hardcore development phase.
Just steal that idea.
Oh, I think that's liquid nitrogen or something.
Throw that awesome grenade that you got.
Why? So nothing can happen?
Exactly.
Okay, now they're gonna run through like it's nothing.
Yeah, let them go first. Even though it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, no, because no one fucking cares about them. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I was kind of hoping that if I hit that bumper, it would throw a grenade, but silly me hoping for logical things to happen in this game.
Your radar in a firefight, because that's going to be helpful.
Well, I thought it might be. Fuck you.
No fault of your own. It's just kind of bad button mapping.
I don't know. I guess at one point, one of the guys from Penny Arcade said that the development process of this game was so bad someone should write a book about it. Just
really?
Because, yeah, like how poorly everything was managed. And
there's got to be a story somewhere that, the reason why the game came out the way that it has.
Well, I mean, for the longest time, this game was coming out, like, every, 6 months, if not a year. Like, every year it's like, oh, it's coming out in, 2009, it's coming out in 2010, oh, it's coming out next quarter.
Mm.
For the longest time, and it just kept getting pushed back and pushed back. And this was like, God, all those years ago when we went to that E3, this was one of those games that everyone was talking about how good it looked and how awesome it was going to be. And
that was 2010.
Yeah, that was years ago. That was 3 E3s ago that people were talking about this game. And it was supposed to be out that year.
Yeah.
And instead, nothing came out I don't know. Press X. I am pressing X. Press X harder!
I mean, this is just a very, very straightforward first-person shooter. It's not even scary anymore.
No, it's literally like the aliens. They were in dark environments. It was, there was a couple sort of jump scares, and now it's just kind of like linear sort of hallways.
Very bland, very straightforward. There's nothing special about this. There's really no need to continue playing, to be honest with you.
Oh, is that you hinting that you're done?
No, I mean, you're going down the same hallways, you're fighting the same guys.
Well, that's fine, because I'm kind of done playing.
Yeah, we can probably call it here.
Yeah, because I just don't want to do this anymore.
I'm kind of in the same boat.
Alright, so for this week, this has been us playing Aliens Colonial Marines. We'll probably see you sometime in the future, hopefully playing something vastly better.
Exactly, let's hope so.